All right, well, it is 10 o'clock and we'll go ahead and get started here. We appreciate everybody joining us for this session today. I am Chris Miller. I'm the Director of Marketing, and it's a lovely Thursday here in Austin, Texas, June the 11th, and we appreciate everybody joining us for this live webinar series. We're really excited to have our second session with the folks at ACTi. They are a fairly new partner for us here at Alibi Security. Their unified security solutions are a great opportunity for you guys to become familiar with and sell TAA and NDAA compliant options into potential projects. So if you're interested in government work, specifically federally funded jobs, this is a great solution for you guys to look at it. As we've talked about before, one of the reasons we're doing these product showcases with third-party providers is here at Alibi Security, we're really committed to providing comprehensive lines that help you guys address any and all security solutions needs that you guys find out there in the marketplace. So with federally funded jobs, obviously meeting that TAA and NDAA compliant requirements is vitally important. And the thing that we've really been impressed with the ACTi team is their eagerness to share their product knowledge, their excitement for the opportunity that this represents, and the fact that their products just plain work. They've got a proprietary, comprehensive, unified solution that works extremely well together. And today we're going to take some time with this team for them to share some of their newest products and talk about some of the features and functionality that they're bringing to the market here in 2020. So we've got Adrian Garcia with us, who's one of their key members in technical support out in California, and Gary Clark should be joining us here soon. So Adrian, I'll turn it right over to you and we can start rolling into the deck and getting into some of the products.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris. It's a pleasure to be back with you guys and share a little bit more about our company. Today, we will be focusing on some of the new products that we launched this quarter and some of the upcoming products as well that we have in line for the second half of this year. So we'll be walking you through a little bit on our website on those new products and how to find this information. So let me start by giving you the agenda we have for today. We'll start by giving you a very brief introduction of our company, just in case you missed our previous presentation, you'll have a better idea of who we are. We'll also let you know a little bit more about our licensing model and how we differentiate our VMS from our competitors. And then we'll go ahead and jump into getting those new products introduced. We'll talk about cameras and NVRs and some of the upcoming products we have as well for the second half of this year. And we'll finalize with showing you some of our online tools that we have available for you to work with our company, and a Q&A session in which we will address any of the questions you will have throughout this session.
Yeah, and Adrian, that's a great point. From a housekeeping perspective, if there are any questions that you guys have during the session, guys or gals, please use the Q&A feature down at the bottom of the screen in Zoom. We'll be monitoring those. We'll save those till the end to answer, because typically the ACTi team is very thorough and they'll typically hit on a lot of the questions that pop up throughout the session, but please use that Q&A functionality. We'll be monitoring that throughout the session and we'll address those at the end. Thank you.
All right, perfect, Chris. So let's get this started. Let's go ahead and walk you through who ACTi is and what we can do for you. So ACTi is a company that was founded in 2003, so we've been about 17 years in the industry. We were actually one of the first companies that made IP cameras and encoders, and we've slowly transitioned into adding into our portfolio our own VMS solutions or video management system. We do our own software, our own NVRs, we do analytics, and then everything is done in-house in our headquarters, which are located in Taiwan, which is a great thing because we are TAA compliant and we're NDAA compliant as well. So it's a very big difference on having Chinese products. Taiwan is actually a really good commercial partner with the US, And we also have our headquarters or branch are located in Irvine, California. This is where I'm based at. And this is where we also have our customer service, technical support, warehouse, and logistics teams. And our technology, like I said, everything is developed in-house, and we have over 300 employees worldwide that are dedicated to provide you these advanced solutions into your hands. So in terms of being made in Taiwan, I just want to really quickly highlight that, because for government projects, we are NDA compliant. We have a full line of products that are NDA compliant, and they're also TAA. And that's a great thing, because that means that you can use these products for government projects. And in contrast with all of the Chinese manufacturers that are out there, or even American manufacturers that are OEM from China, they're struggling with that. So it's a really good point to know that we are NDA and TA compliant. Now, let me bring up a diagram where I'm showing our architecture. We can see from here that if you're going with our unified solution, which is really just a full ecosystem with all of the ACTi products, you can have our cameras, which we have all type of form factors. We have our encoders, we have decoders as well, our public view monitor stations. We have our NVRs that can reach up to 200 cameras, and with the NVRs I will be introducing today, we can go up to 256 cameras per NVR. And we have our central management system that ties up together all of the NVRs and cameras into a single interface for all of the workstation clients and mobile apps to be able to connect from a single location. So all of those products are unified, and that's what we refer as a unified solution. Through our different solutions, you can see here we can get anything integrated when it comes to point of sales, access controls, platforms. We have our market application suites, in which we've introduced operation management and business intelligence products. We have our TV wall for control centers and our analytic platforms as well. So all of this, again, is very tightly integrated and is part of our ecosystem that we refer as a unified solution. So before we get into more details, we'll actually be talking a little bit today about our central management system, about our NVRs, and also our camera products. And I'll be introducing first how our licensing model looks like. So how we're different is that, number one, our licenses are per camera and per channel, and they're not tied up to your MAC address. So that means that you can easily replace your cameras. If a camera goes bad at any point, you can go ahead and just swap it. The license, you remove it from the VMS, and then the license automatically goes back to your pool of licenses. So that makes it easier and more accessible for you to manage your licenses, because you have full control of those. And the other major difference is that our licenses are a one-time purchase. That means there's no annual or recurring fees, no upgrades or SUP packages, as some manufacturers refer. Then there's no support fees. So basically, you purchase your license, which, by the way, is typically a fraction of the cost of other manufacturers that do their VMS or video management systems. And then you don't have to pay any other additional fees to be able to upgrade your system, to get the latest features, to get support, or even just to turn it on. So other manufacturers do charge for all of those things. So that's another big difference. And you don't sacrifice any of the features, because as I'll show you in just a few minutes, our VMS is really competitive. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the new products that we'll be introducing. Actually, they're already available for you to purchase. So we have been introducing a few bullets, domes, and multi-imagers to our product line. They're all part of our A series, which are really good because they're pretty affordable, and at the same time they use all the latest technology and components, so they get the best bang for the buck when it comes to low light capabilities, complicated light features. So let's dig in a little bit more and find out about these models. So let's start with the bullets. We're introducing to our already existing product line these 6 models. We have first, the mini bullets, we have the A310 and the A311. They share many of the same features, but they're 4 and 6 megapixels accordingly. And if you get access to our slides later after this presentation, you will be able to click on these links right here, and they're going to bring you to our product matrix or our product selector, where you will be able to get more information about these models. So let me go ahead and click on these links, and I'll bring up this to my screen so you can see it. So let me pull it out here. And the idea is that by taking a look at a product matrix, you will be able to get a comparison of the different models that we have available. So in this case, let me filter out and just bring the A series so you can see the same cameras we were looking at before. So you have the A310 and the A311. From our product matrix, you will be able to select the models by clicking on this option, and now you can go ahead and click in the compare specifications section, and now we can get a good glance of all the specifications. On our product selector or product matrix comparison feature, you can also highlight the differences between the two models. You can go ahead and click share, so you can easily give a link to someone and they can see the specifications on these models. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll be able to export into an Excel file or into a PDF the specifications if you want to go ahead and share this to someone via email, or just print it out and hand it out to someone. So some of the highlights of these models is that they have extreme WDR. So extreme WDR for us is the highest level of wide dynamic range. In case you're not familiarized with this term, it's very similar to what you see on your iPhones when it comes to taking a picture. If you see that it says HDR, that's high dynamic range. And basically, it just means that whenever there's complicated light and you have multiple sources of light, and it can be very, it can white out the picture, create a lot of shadows. So in that case, the WDR is going to act and is going to provide a crisp and clear image in balancing out all of the different light sources. So this technology, when it comes to these camera models, it's one of the highest in the industry. 150 decibels, or dB, is actually a pretty high value. So if you're familiar with this term, you'll see that this is one of the highest in the industry. And at the same time, these camera models also have very good low light capabilities. So that's another really interesting feature, because having superior low light capabilities, extreme WDR, and on a mini bullet format, it's actually a pretty interesting camera selection. They're all supporting H265. They're all NDAA compliant, and they're outdoor rated. They're IP66, I believe, actually IP67, even better. And they're IP10 as well, so they're bendel proof as well. The viewing angle, you'll see here that it's on the 4 megapixels, about 101 degrees, so it's a very wide viewing angle. And then on the other one is 97 degrees, so it's also pretty wide, both with a 2.8 millimeter lens and with IR LEDs that can go up to 65 meters. So that would be close to 200 feet. So both specifications are really powerful when it comes to that. And they also have the capability of doing the flip, mirror, and rotation, which means that there are 3 axes. And that means that you can actually rotate it and use the hallway or corridor mode, as some other manufacturers refer to sometimes. So also another really interesting feature when it comes to these cameras. So that's when it comes to the regular specifications. Now, the other highlight for these cameras is the capability of built-in analytics that come with. And these cameras actually, with an upcoming firmware, will be capable of doing face detection, line crossing, and inter-area detection as well. They're actually using machine learning-based analytics. So that means that as time goes by, they do get better as they get more training data or more sample data from the scene that they're looking at. They will provide better results. So the introduction of machine learning has actually been part of ACTi portfolio in our cameras since last year when we introduced our 4K. They're actually 12 megapixel camera bullets. So if you want to learn more about that, you can actually go ahead and click on this model right here, the A44. We introduced this late November last year, and it's actually been a really popular and powerful camera for our end user and system integrator partners. And again, this one has a 12 megapixel capability. It also comes with analytics for face, people, and car detection. So everything has been integrated thoroughly with our NVRs and our VMS platform. So that means you get the events. If a car is detected, you can go ahead and program an event on our NVR, as I'll show you in a bit. It has the extreme LDR, superior low light capabilities. It's a zoom lens camera as well. So, and all of these features are actually a great opportunity for you to be able to start working with analytics. And that's how we decided that a smaller form factor and maybe low resolution will be also a very good complement for this camera model. So whenever you click on the camera model here from our product matrix or product selector, you'll be able to get an overview of the camera. You'll be able to see even the stock levels that we have. This is actually public information. So anyone that logs into our website will be able to see how many cameras we have in stock in case you need to fulfill something. You'll be able to get all of the specifications. You can see that dimension diagrams and explanation about the different ports on the camera. If you go to the resources section, you'll be able to find engineering specifications, data sheets, the latest camera firmware, manuals, installation guides. So anything you need when it comes to that, and also product selector accessories. So you'll be able to find whatever accessory, mounting accessory you'll need to get the cameras installed. You'll find that information here. And not only that, but you also get MSRP information, which of course, if you want to get information about for you to be able to buy it, you can direct your questions directly to Chris, and he will be able to get your contact information to our team and walk you through the purchasing process. All right, so let's move forward with some of the other models that we had planned to introduce today. Let me go back to my slide here and show you some of the other cameras. So we were also going to introduce you today to our A45 and A46 models. So let me bring those into the screen as well. So A45 and A46 are another good option. If you actually want to just find the specifications for those models here, you can just click on them, like I said before, and it will pop up with a screen. Or another way for you to get a quick overview of the specifications is just hover on top of the camera, and it will give you information about some of the main features. In this case, it's a zoom bullet. It's outdoor rated with complicated lights, superior low light, and 2 megapixels. So let me go ahead and do a quick comparison of this two. So I'll go ahead and select the A45 and A46, which have very similar specifications, but one is at 2 megapixel, while the other one is 5. So I'll check these ones and hit compare again. And then we can take a look at the specifications on these two models. So some of the differences is, again, one is a 2 and the other one is a 5 megapixels. The 2 megapixels actually is extreme WDR. Extreme low light capabilities, while the other one is superior. So extreme is, for ACTi standards, it's a higher level. So that means it's going to perform even better in low light. They're both a zoom lens, but one is 2.8 to 12 millimeters, and the other one is 2.7 to 13.5. So in terms of zoom ratio, you're getting 4.3 and 5 respectively. And viewing angle, you're getting pretty similar. One can get up to 92 degrees and the other one 96.8 on the widest viewing angle. And on the narrowest, you can get 34.8 and 30.7. So you get a lot of flexibility for installation. So after you've installed the camera, you can go ahead and do the fix or the focus adjustments and the focal length adjustments. You can do them remotely from the web interface or from the VMS. You also get H65 on both of them, extreme WDR. you can see that the WDR is not as high as the other models we introduced, but it's still pretty decent. You get 142 and 125 decibels respectively, which is also still pretty high. And then not only that, but you'll also get more analytics included on these two models. On these ones, you're getting not only people detection and line crossing, but you're also getting vehicle and car detection, crowd detections as well, people line crossing, people in their area, and all of these other analytics as well. They're going to be really powerful, and they'll be introduced on a later firmware that is going to be available on this camera platform. So again, the idea with this analytics is that they're machine learning analytics, so they'll get better over time, and then you will be able to use with our BMS and our NVRs. So these cameras are rated IP66, IK10, and then you have all of these other capabilities for audio and local storage as well. So the last two models we want to introduce for our bullet sections here are going to be the A4118 and A416. So these are 4 and 6 megapixels. So if you notice a pattern here between the A310 and the A311, they're actually the same specifications, except the lens changes. So instead of being a mini bullet, it's a larger form factor. Every other internal component is the same except the zoom. So that means you're getting pretty much the same specifications as these two. So actually, let me bring up all 4 of them so you can see the differences. But you're getting the 4 and 6 megapixel camera models with analytics, the extreme WDR and low light capabilities. But one of them is going to have the zoom lens. So you can see here we have the 4 megapixels with a fixed lens, and then you have the other one with a zoom lens, and same thing for the 6 megapixels. So if you scroll down, you'll see some of the differences as well when it comes to the analytics. Actually, they're identical, but if you look at the differences between these 4 different models and the other ones we just introduced, this one had a longer list of analytics included in the cameras. So just to show you some of the differences here, you can see how the 2 and 5 megapixel had all this analytics included versus just tampering, phase detection, and some of the more basic analytics as well in here. So those are the bullets that we've introduced. Now let's move forward and get a little bit more information on the domes. So you'll see also a pattern here. We're introducing the same specifications, but instead of on a dome bullet form factor, you'll see it on a dome. So they're all going to be outdoor rated, and then you'll have also your 4 and 6 megapixels domes on a smaller form factor. It's not quite a mini dome, but it's a little bit smaller than our standard 3 inches dome. And then you'll have your 4 and 6 megapixels on a zoom lens, and then you'll have your 2 and 5 megapixels that are going to be with the more advanced analytics and extreme and superior and extreme WDR and extreme low light capabilities as well. So if you go ahead and click on the other link I put on this slide, you will be able to get a quick comparison of all the 6 models in the same screen. So I'll just click on this instead of going through the matrix and showing you how to use our product matrix. I'll just go ahead and pull up the cameras here. Like I said, you can go ahead at any point and highlight the difference between the models. And if you need to, again, you can go ahead and export this to an Excel file, and you'll be able to delete the specifications that you don't want to share with your customer, or any information that you want to add to it as well. You'll be able to do so from there. So some of the main differences, again, is going to be on the WDR levels. It's also going to be the lens capabilities, the IRs, so the infrared lights that are included with the camera, they'll have different distance and different quantity. And also the other major difference is going to be the low light sensitivity. When it comes to the installation, you'll see that they might have different specifications for operating temperature or starting temperature, and also in environmental ratings. Some of them are IP66, some of them are IP67. So again, it's going to be very similar specifications as the bullets I just introduced. So I won't really go through all of the other specifications just because they're very similar. All right, so last but not least, I want to go ahead and introduce our multi-imagers. We have two multi-imagers that were recently introduced. They actually been out there for a few months and they're being pretty successful. We have our Q450 and Q75. They're 8 and 20 megapixels respectively. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the specifications for these models. And one thing I do want to highlight, oops, looks like I might have the wrong link put up on the slide. So let me go ahead and filter it out from here. So I'll go ahead and filter all the series that we have here. And I can use my product filter to go ahead and show you the different type of cameras that we have. So I can go ahead and just select my multi-imagers and I will be able to find them here. So if I go ahead and select the option that allows me to select models, I can go ahead and get a comparison. And now I will be able to get a good overview of these two models. They have two lenses, and with increase, they do provide image. And if you want to find out more about the video quality, actually, you can go ahead and click on this. And if you go ahead, go to the specifications section, actually, never mind, the resources section, you scroll all the way to the bottom. Many of our products have videos that are showing the video quality of our camera models. So you can go ahead and see from there a quick comparison of different camera models that we've introduced into the market. In this case, let me fast forward a little bit. You can see here an example of a camera working with a 180. You can see how different lenses actually get stitched pretty well. So you don't sacrifice anything when it comes to video quality. Let me see if we have anything showing on night quality. We got it right here. So yeah, we usually release this type of videos for all of the cameras that we introduce to the market, where we show and highlight some of the features. If you go back to some of the other cameras we were introducing before, you'll see that we'll also do comparison videos versus other manufacturers. Just to give you an example, let me show you here the 11. This is another way you can access the product information. You can just type in the model here on the search bar, and then you'll get a pop-up of the product information. So if you go ahead and click on the resources section and scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll be able to get access to some of these videos as well. Let me try it one more time because it looks like it didn't load properly. Oh, there we go. It had just loaded. So if you click on the resources section and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see this type of video as well for our bullets, domes, every model, where we introduce the camera and highlight some of the features and showcase the video quality versus some of our competitors. So let's just take a quick look at this video, because I talked a lot about WDR, low light capabilities, and resolution in the past few minutes. So let's see what's actually the real difference when it comes to resolution in this case. You can see by having higher resolution, you actually get more details whenever you apply digital zoom. In this case, we're showing low light capabilities. So you can see whenever it gets darker, this is where low light capability actually impacts the nighttime quality. And you can see also contrasting light, which is referring to the WDR feature, so the wide dynamic range. Whenever you have higher WDR level, you'll be able to see more clearly whenever you are coming into situations where you have different light sources. So as you come out from this parking lot, you'll see that it's another situation where you have strong light coming from the outside. So this translates in real life into installing a camera in a lobby, for example, and then you have sunlight coming in maybe at dusk. So you have very strong light coming in through the entrance, and you want to be able to identify clearly faces. So having WDR, it's really going to help you to get the best video quality. All right, so moving forward, let's introduce a little bit of our NVRs. So in this past month, we've introduced 2 new models, the INR 406 and INR 407. They come to complement our existing line of GNRs and INRs, which are NVRs that are using Windows and our NVR3 software. I'll introduce our NVR3 software in just a minute. But the idea with these 2 new models is that we've actually expanded to 256 channels. So INR 407 is the first model that is actually released. The INR 411, I'll introduce it just towards the end of the session. It's an upcoming model. But the INR 407 comes with 8 bays. It's a 2 rack units, a 2 units rack server. And then let me go ahead and show some of the specifications, but it's using some of the latest technology in terms of CPU. It comes with additional capabilities of RAM as well, and also one of the latest RAID card from the market. So if you click again, you'll be able to do comparison on the different models that we have for NVRs. So let me go ahead and show some of the highlights. Again, with this model, because of the advanced capabilities on CPU and RAID, we've actually been able to expand the maximum throughput of the server and go up to 256 channels. This other one goes to 128. These NVRs do come with licenses. So each model normally comes with different number of licenses included. In this case, they both come with 64. So when it comes to ACTi cameras, you don't have to worry if you're under 64 cameras. If you're beyond 64, you will need to purchase licenses. And as I mentioned, our licenses are one-time purchase, so you don't have to worry about having to renew or pay support or renew or upgrade fees. Both of them also come with a higher throughput than previous NVRs we had on the market. This one comes with 550 MPVS and 340 MPVS, and that's a recording throughput. So that means you can have more cameras at a higher bit rate. And the other highlight of this is just the capabilities on storage. They can have up to 14 terabytes in 8 drives. And they also have the capability of doing hardware RAID, and that can be some of the more typical RAID capabilities are going to be 5 and 6, but this also comes with 50 and 60. So that's another good benefit. And the other highlight is going to be they're just using a newer generation of CPU compared to our all other models that we had on our NVRs. So let's go ahead and now take a look at our live demo of our NVR3. So the NVR3 is the software that is running on these NVRs, and I just want to give you a quick highlight of the features that our NVR3 have. And then we'll go ahead and go back to the slides and show you some of the upcoming products. So let's start by taking a look at how to connect to our NVR3. So you can connect either through our mobile client app, through our workstation, or through our web client. The web client currently supported is Internet Explorer, but we do have plans to release later this year another update that, again, you will have access just because we don't charge for updates, and you will be able to use other browsers such as Chrome, Safari, Firefox for basic features of live view and playback. So we do have a demo site that it's available on our website. So if you go ahead, let me show you how to find this in case you do want to access later on. If you do go to our products menu and then select the video management system, if you click on this option that says NVR3 Demo Suite, you'll actually get redirected to our demo site. Or you can just type in on Internet Explorer NVR3.acti.com and it will bring you to our demo login page. So credentials are right here, demo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can also use the mobile client app in case you want to get familiarized with that. So let me go ahead and pull up my demo site here. I'm already logged in, and I will go ahead and show you some of the features that we have here. So let's start by walking you through on some of the menus that we have here. First of all, you'll have your 3 main tabs: live view, playback, and setup. You'll have here all your different views that you've created. So these are just pre-populated layouts with cameras that have been already created and named for you to navigate a little bit easier. You can group your views into folders. You'll have your camera panel here, in which at any point you can go ahead and drag and drop cameras, or you can just double click on them and they will be automatically pulled into the interface here. And the other thing you can do is you can go ahead and double click on any of the cameras, and at any point as well, you will be able to draw a box into the area here, and that way you will be able to use our picture-in-picture digital zoom. So that means you can use your mouse to zoom in and zoom out and move around the picture, and everything is still being recorded. It's just digital zoom. So that means you will be able to take advantage of the high resolution on the cameras. At any point, you can double click to go back. And for cameras that are currently recording, you will be able to also access to instant playback, which is a great feature because it gives you the capability of going back in time, maybe just a couple of minutes. So let me show you here. In this case, I can go back really quick. At the same time, if I want to pull the same camera multiple times on different timelines, I can go ahead and do so by using the instant playback feature. So let's say I want to go maybe 24 hours before this, and then I want to see maybe just a few minutes. And at the same time, I want to see live view, I can go ahead and do so. And I can mix and match with other cameras as well. So it's really easy to use. If at any point, let's say that we want to find out at what time the vehicle that it's parked here came into the property, I can go ahead and select right click and find the option that says thumbnail search. This will bring me into the playback window. Our playback can do synchronized playback for up to 64 channels. So that means you can have 64 different cameras and see them all at the same time on the same timeline. I'm going to go ahead and show you really quick how to use this feature. It's actually really popular, and it's called thumbnail search. And the idea with this is that you can go ahead and select any thumbnail here and find the first event where you actually see the difference. So in this case, you'll see that this is the first thumbnail where you see the park in the parking lot. I can go ahead and select it and use my mouse to narrow down the timeline from 1 day to 12 hours. And now we'll continue to select the vehicle until we actually find the time that it comes in. So it looks like they actually leave at night. So of course, it's a parking lot, so people just come in through in the day and then go back. They seem to like to park in the same position. So I'll go ahead and click on every thumbnail I see them parking in at first, so we can see them pulling in. And we'll continue to narrow it down as we go through. And as you can see, I'm already at the 10-minute interval. So I moved from 12 hours to 10 minutes, and I'll continue to drill down until we get to the 10 seconds level. So we will be able to see the car pulling in. So just bear with me for another 10 seconds as we find the first thumbnail, and we're almost there. And again, the idea with this is that you can use it in warehouses, parking lots, lockers, hallways, office space, pretty much anywhere you will be able to use this feature. And it works with not only ACTi cameras, but third-party cameras as well, which is actually something I should have highlighted before. Our DMS do support third-party cameras through OnBeef, dedicated drivers, and RTSP. So you have different methods to add cameras, and the licensing system works the same way. Basically, you purchase the license once, and if you need to replace the cameras, you can do so. So once you've found the event that you're actually trying to look, you can go ahead and play through, and you can see the SUV pulling into the parking space here. So again, just to highlight some of the features here as well, you get the exporting capabilities It's really easy. All you got to do is right click, select the start and end. And now you can go ahead and select the different formats that we have available for exporting. So you can export with ABI, which is pretty standard, raw files, which is proprietary, and our Player format is actually the most popular way of exporting, which allows you to export up to 4 channels into a single executable file. And that way, on any Windows computer, you'll be able to play through, and you get the benefits of having the proprietary format, so it's much more difficult to tamper with. And also, you get the benefit of being able to share it with within a single file and have all the playback controls that they're actually very similar to our NVR. Let me see actually if we have a file that already got exported here. We probably do, but let me see. Let me make sure we got something to show you here. We probably have, maybe I don't have it, but let me go ahead and export something really quick just to give you an idea of what the player looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and save this on my desktop. And really quick, we should get the results of exporting this in just a few seconds. And again, the benefit of exporting using the player format is that it's an executable file. So that means it's going to be an exe. It's a single file, so you don't really have to worry about having to provide multiple files to law enforcement or authorities if they do require you to provide some kind of evidence. And again, you'll get many of the features, including digital zoom, fast forwarding, and also saving a snapshot. So let me go ahead and find that here. I'll put it on my desktop, so it should be around here. All right, here we go. So this single file contains 2 cameras. Again, it can go up to 4 cameras. And now you can go ahead and fast forward. You can go ahead and select a specific camera, see the events if they do have any kind of motion detection events, and you will be able to enlarge it, apply digital zoom. You can use the picture-in-picture format I used before. You can go ahead and right-click to take a snapshot. You can pause again and focus on a specific section. So again, it's a really powerful tool, the player format, and just to wrap up with this quick demo of our webinar or of our demo site, we have many search features here. You can go ahead and search by events. You have your smart search as well, and you have other features such as bookmark search and access control, network DIOs, point of sales, notifications. You have your license plate and facial recognition search. You even have appearance search already integrated, which is going to be for using the search by color. So if you're looking somewhere with a red t-shirt and blue pants, you will be able to select that. So all of these features are actually capabilities that have been recently introduced, and those will work with the analytic engines that I'll be talking in just a few seconds. So let me go back to my slides and just give you a quick highlight of some of the cybersecurity updates we've had recently as well, in case you've been working with our products not already. We've introduced recently the phase of the default password. So we no longer have a default password in our cameras or products. It was previously 1 to 6, but due to a bill that was passed, I believe a year ago, a little bit longer by the state of California, my home state here, you actually now no longer have the capability of putting a default password, so you have to set a password on all of your products whenever you first log in, and that's just a security measure that is just to protect end users. So it's actually a good thing, and I just wanted to highlight that all of our products are compliant with this. Now, when it comes to upcoming products, I want to wrap this up. I want to wrap up the session by showing you some of the upcoming quarter. We introduced the INR 411, which is actually going to have very high throughput as well, 150 256 channels, but dual, which is going to be with up to 7. It's going to be a smaller NVR, probably more suitable for small office spaces, medium size bit. with no rate. I'll be so have gunshot solutions in outdoor environments. It's going to created with our VMS, or our NDR3 already supports events ready to the hardware to be logged. We'll be able to get events directly on your NVR3 whenever event for a gunshot detection. We'll also later this year thermal cameras, door systems, bullet devices, and solution that we're all aware of what's going on. It's going to be an important solution, and we're just we release it whenever the act is suitable. So if you want to learn more about this, we'll have more information later on in the next few months. The solution that will be introduced is going to be the color detection. This is what I will put on our VMS. An analytics server that is going to be introduced is going to be called MGV 194, and this will allow you to go on top of DR3. So by you will be able to any camera and do analysis of it to be able to detect by appearance, and that includes both bottom and top of the. You can search by different colors and do different combinations as well, which is white, yellow, red, black, and so on. All right, so that's about it when it comes to our current products that we're just launched and upcoming products. Now, I just want to leave you, before we wrap this up, our project planner. This is actually an excellent tool that you can use to plan for your ACTi projects. You'll find a lot of useful information here when it comes to selecting your cameras, making sure that you can see what you need to with our lens calculator, so you can estimate distance, and also mounting accessory selection. You'll be able to select the right hard drives, bandwidth and storage calculations, and also make sure that third-party cameras are supported by using some of these tools. So I won't really go through this tool session, but if you want to learn more, we do have more information on our Learning Center, or you can contact our technical support team and we will be happy to walk you through some of these tools. This is how you can contact us either via phone or through our customer help desk. And if you want to learn more about our products and other webinar sessions or through our Learning Center, please go to acti.com and you can go to a Learning Center. So you'll find our Learning Center here. And if you want to have access to that, just go ahead and click on register. It's going to ask you for very brief information about your company and your contact information, and then you'll have access to a lot more of exclusive content from our website. So I do want to thank you for your time. That's about it for today. I think we'll go ahead and go into our Q&A section now. Here's all my contact information and Gary Clark's information as well. These are BDM or RSM as well. So you can go ahead and get in touch with him, or Chris can refer you to our contact information as well. So thank you for your time, and if you do have any questions, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, right now, Adrian, I think you did such a thorough job on that. Don't really have any outstanding questions that need to be answered, but I will kind of pile on as you go through your presentations, and hopefully everybody knows, Adrian spends a tremendous amount of time on that ACTi website. They have a ton of great tools and information. So if you have additional questions as you spend more time either re-reviewing this presentation when we upload it to our YouTube channel, or you just have general questions and just want to play around with product features and functionality, go to their website, and they've just got those really simple, handy tools that allow you to compare and contrast different products. They allow you to get demo video of each of the products so you can understand what those features and functionality actually mean in real life. They've given you a lot of demo types of tools specific to the NVRs. So I think the ACTi team has done a great job in setting our team up for success because our team is becoming more ingrained with referencing the specs, the features, sharing demo video with customers. So use their website as a great tool and resource in order to kind of build your knowledge base about what ACTi has to offer and what they deliver. Like I said, Adrian's really good about flipping between a deck and then actually leveraging their website to show you what he's talking about. And I just think that reemphasizes the importance of that tool that they've built and they've spent a lot of time and resources on. Use it. And then if you guys do have additional questions, call our dedicated account managers. We can help get you guys in touch with the ACTi team. They are more than willing to schedule demos. They are our partner in helping you guys find the right solutions for TAA, NDA, compliance solutions. And we will help you guys get the answers and the solutions you need in order to fulfill your customers' requirements, okay? So we appreciate the ACTi team being on with us. Adrian, again, another great job. We will find another opportunity to deep dive into some other ACTi solutions. Specifically, they do a great job with the retail industry integrations. So we're going to find an opportunity to kind of deep dive into those specific, unique retail and industry specific applications. And hopefully that'll be another great opportunity for our dealer partners out there to learn a bit more about ACTi and how where there's federal funds, where there's specific compliance requirements that need to be met, you guys can find a good solution that's robust, it's unified, it all works together and provides some really powerful solutions for your customers. So Adrian, appreciate the time, brother. Really do. I know you're doing a ton of these and I'm surprised you're not hoarse by now every time I talk to you, but thank you for your time today. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Chris. It was a great pleasure for us being here.
All right, guys. Well, for all those attendees, we again appreciate your time on this Thursday, and we'll see you guys on our next webinar session. Thanks so much.